Joyride, 1957, a novel of intrigue by J.P. Wasmiller, Chapter 65. James and Misty did not awake until the train pulled into Billings, Montana at 10:30 a.m., some 400 miles west of Mandan, North Dakota. The train was only about 10 minutes behind schedule. After a quickie and then slowly dressing, the two went back a few cars to the dining car and had lunch. James had the filet, but just picked at his steak. Misty had Alaska salmon, which she devoured. She then helped James finish up his filet. The two then stared out at the spectacular prairie and mountain scenery as the train roared west at 70 miles an hour. The two finally went back to their cabin, and James began to outline what he had found in his journey since leaving Topeka, Kansas. However, he remained unable to grasp any remote memory. For that, he had to rely on his notes and sketches. I looked through the muck on Oak Island in Nova Scotia and found nothing. Then I went to Newport, Rhode Island, and studied the tower. That was my best finding. The lines created by some of the small openings in the brick tower lined up in an amazing pattern. On my map, the line traversed from the Newport Tower northwest right through Alexandria, Minnesota. When I extended the line west, it intersected the Canadian border in the vicinity of Glacier National Park. He pointed to the line he had drawn on his map of the United States. She stared at the map with some disbelief. How'd you arrive at this? What pushed you to search here? She pointed to the line on the map extending from Newport, Rhode Island, through Alexandria, Minnesota, and west to a point on the Canadian border where the provinces of British Columbia and Alberta intersected the United States border. I don't know. I just don't know. I can't remember. All I know is what I've shown you, but I don't think there will be anything in Glacier Park. No treasure there except scenery. He leaned back and his head was now throbbing. Why did you go to Texarkana? What was there? She asked, not expecting any answer. Nothing. It's my home. I grew up there, but nothing popped out. And Havner? Not much there either. In Alexandria, I reread and reviewed the Kensington Runestone, but nothing stands out. Basically, what I have after several thousand miles is this line. I call it the AU line. He sat back again, and his head was now throbbing even more. He reached over in his bag and grabbed some aspirin. He didn't know how many he grabbed. It was 6. So where do we go from here? Misty said, staring at her prey, her conquest, her friend. Well, I'm not sure. I think we get off this train somewhere up ahead and drive to Glacier, but I don't expect to find anything. But of course, I didn't expect to find anything anywhere else either, except at Oak Island. She looked at the map and the AU line. Looks like Butte or Missoula. Montana gets us the closest to the glacier. She rang there for the conductor. He knocked at their cabin door within 5 minutes. When do we get to Butte and then Missoula? She asked. Why do you ask? The conductor said. We might want to head for Glacier National Park. I hear it's a beautiful place this time of year. He looked at his watch. We lost about 10 minutes so far. He referred to his timetable. Supposed to get to Butte by 3:44 p.m., Missoula by 6:08. Add about 15 minutes to that. Maybe another hour. Sounds like there's some track trouble other side of Garrison. Get to Garrison by 4:50, 5 or so. From there you can catch the bus to Helena. I'll let you know when we know more about possible delays. He turned and exited the room. Are you aware that the government agents are following your travels? Misty said. You and about 10 others, he said. That's about right, she said. Well, why would they want to kill me or injure me? I got shot at among other things, he said. Oh, they won't kill you until you find what you're looking for. If only I knew what that was, he said, sighing. Looks like either Garrison or Missoula. Couple hours to Garrison, then another to Missoula, she said. She slid next to him and put her hand high on his thigh and kissed him softly on the lips. Care to? I'd love to, but I better take a little nap. I am still fighting this Kansas headache, he said. He lay down on her bed and closed his eyes. She lay her voluptuous 200 pounds next to him and caressed him to sleep. It took all of 3 minutes.